Today I'm pissed off. I'm really pissed off. But I'm actually happy about it. And that may sound like a paradox, like how am I happy about it but also pissed off? Well, this is why I actually want to record this today, because I think this is important to talk about anger, and how anger is not a bad emotion, and how honestly there are no good and bad emotions. Emotions just are. They are what comes up in us. It happens. It's a natural human thing, right? And the reason I really want to get into this is because I've been taught my whole life, whether purposefully or just from societal norms and how I was taught to deal with aggression, that it is not good to let that aggression out. All I've seen in my life is that aggression, specifically from men and from women as well, but speaking for men here, is that when their anger comes out, people get hurt. Bad things happen. Nothing good ever comes from anger. So my entire life, what have I done? I've suppressed that anger. I've literally stuffed it down into my belly. And that's where I've held it my whole life. And interesting enough, which we can get more into later in the episode, is that I've dealt with constipation my whole life as well. And where am I holding that anger? Right over my gut, like right below the belly button, and what you would call the sacral chakra, energy center of the body. That's where I hold all my anger. And it's crazy to see that that's where I have gut issues. I've had IBS. I've had bad enough that I thought I had Crohn's disease. It's actually the reason I got into health and wellness and becoming a wellness coach and wanting to learn how to help people with their pain. It all started with the immense gut pain and all the issues that followed with that. But I really want to dive into anger today because it's what I've been working on myself lately. I've had friends, coaches, other men in my men's teams really helping me with this, and also my partner. She's been really reflecting back to me some powerful things that really sitting with, and that there's a lot of times that I'm still holding back my anger, even though I'm aware that I suppress it. I've done a lot of work to actually use that energy, let it out, but I still from time to time will deal with constipation, and it's always when I get frustrated about something, but I don't speak about it. I just hold it to myself. I don't express that anger. So it literally gets bottled up in me. You know the saying that like someone bottles up all their emotions and then it just all of a sudden explodes? Well, that's what happens, okay? And if it doesn't explode, if it doesn't ever release my body, and I see this in other people too, is that it presents as an issue. Maybe it presents as gut issues like mine, or maybe it presents as depression. Maybe it presents, you get acne or something. Like something in your body will start to tell you that there is an emotion that has not been moved. And I see this happens, and this is why this message is so important. And this is why I really want to, and am continuing to, learning how to actually use my anger, that emotion, in a positive manner, right? Like, there's ways for me to move the energy that are pretty simple. It's like going out in the woods, chopping down a tree, like pretending whatever I'm angry about, that's the thing. I'm like chopping the tree. And nature itself is holding me in it, right? Nature itself is seeing me, is holding the energy. It's allowing me to let that go and move that energy. And it's interesting, I did that last week, and I had been constipated, and the next morning, like, I used the bathroom, like, completely everything flushed out. It was good to go. It was perfect, right? So that's just a small example of how you can move anger in an easy way. It's like find like a punching bag or a pillow to scream into, do some primal screaming, or like I did with the axe. Or my friend, he told me he wasn't able to yell where he was just because of the circumstances. Literally just went up to a tree and started pushing it, trying to push it over as hard as he can. And once again, the tree is helping him. It's allowing him to move his energy. Nature is holding him, as it held me and held so many other people before. But why message is really important, and what I'm getting to understand is, for a while now, probably the past 6 months, I really have not had the drive that I used to have for wanting to do this wellness coaching and helping others with their wellness, and also with agriculture and agroforestry, and wanting to like rebuild lands, like co-create with the land to help create soil and abundance and all this stuff. Like, yes, I'm passionate about it and I have that type of energy, but I haven't had the drive to take action. And this is where the emotion of anger can come in. It's like actually connecting with that anger for me is allowing me to start to move forward more powerfully. So instead of just using the energy to scream or to chop an axe, and like I did in the past, just let it bottle up and explode in whatever way it did, whoever I exploded on, actually using this energy, connecting with it. So sitting out in nature like I am now, sitting in the woods, or even sitting at home. I've been doing nightly meditations and going into that sacral chakra. So where I hold all that anger energy, and a lot of other people do as well, because the sacral chakra, right below your belly button, that energy center in your body, is actually like your seat of power. There's a lot of power that can come from there, right? A lot of energy for you to create. It's a creative force, right? So that energy can help me to actually create the world I want to see. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're part of Root to Nature, you're part of following my Substack, whatever it is, however you're involved, maybe or maybe not, you already know that my mission in life, I've been called forward to, is to lead a revolution in love and nature reconnection that'll impact the next 7 generations and beyond. I cannot lead this revolution, I cannot step fully into this mission unless I can harness my creative force. That energy that can present itself as anger sometimes can be transformed into this creative life force, life-giving force that we can use to create in this life. Create the life we want to see, create the change we want to see. And that's what I want to see in other people as well. And this is why I'm recording this today, is essentially it's like, where are you holding back your own creative force and just allowing that anger, that possibly bitterness, whatever it is, to just bottle up inside you and then either turn into some kind of disease, pain in your body? Maybe it's gut issues like mine, something that's going on. You're not allowing yourself to move that energy. And then you're also holding yourself back from even doing anything you truly want to do, right? It's like you don't have the energy to even make change in your life. So say you do want to make change and you're on the path of like creating better wellness for yourself, and you also have beyond that, you have a vision for your life. Say you want to, like me, for some reason, your calling is to help people with their health. Or maybe your calling is to help guide other men into their purpose. Or maybe your calling is to have a family that like loves each other and has healthy children. Like, it's a healthy family, and that's really what you want to provide. That's your vision for your life. Whatever that vision is, do you have the energy to actually create that for yourself? Because I'm going to tell you now, from my own experience, it is not easy to make change. It is not easy to create a completely different life for yourself. And I'm not saying you have to change everything overnight, but I guarantee if you're listening to this podcast and you are interested in what I'm saying, there is something more for your life, something you are called to that you are not taking action on. And it's time to look at where you're not taking the action and why. Are you holding yourself back energetically? This is the whole purpose of what I'm doing, why I teach my 5 core pillars of wellness: the breathing, the sleeping, the nutrition, the movement, and the nature connection. All these things are going to help give you the energy to create the life you actually want to create. and live into the purpose that you're called to, and create the visions you have for your life. And what happens is you start working on these pillars, you start to have more energy. All of a sudden, you can actually focus on what I'm talking about with this anger energy that's been stored, because all of a sudden, instead of being in survival mode because you don't have good nutrition, you don't move enough, you don't move in a natural human way, all these things, you're breathing into your chest, you're not getting these deep, restorative breaths, you're not sleeping well, you're in survival mode. Your nervous system is literally, and I've been in this state where I'm just in survival, so I'm just following what society tells me to do, whatever's easiest, even though it makes me freaking angry, and it makes me bitter because it's not what I actually want to be doing, and I'm not helping people how I want to help them, and I'm just suffering in the process. I continue to do it because I'm in survival mode. But as soon as you start chipping away, just little by little, taking action on your health, working on these core pillars, you all of a sudden have energy to go deeper. You suddenly have energy to transform your life. And then you'll get to this point, I guarantee it, you'll get to this point where I'm at now, where it's do or die. I have to do what I'm sent here to do. And I'm not saying everyone is this gung-ho about what they're doing in life, and I'm because I'm pretty I know the path in my life, and I'm gonna go that way no matter what it takes. But it's interesting, even though I am like that, I still need that creative force, that sacral energy force that I've been holding myself back so far, especially these past 6 months, where I've just kind of I just have not had that energy to go. But all of a sudden I start tapping into it, and I get on here and I want to record this. I want to get out the message because it is imperative that people understand the energetics of the human body, because if we don't understand how to take care of our energy, how to use certain forces, certain energies, like this creative energy I'm talking about, and if we don't understand how to actually work with anger, we are just going to continue to suffer in life. And more importantly, others are going to suffer because of it as well. Think about it. We have a society of angry people. Men specifically, because I know more about men, I'll speak on them, is we bottle up our anger. We hear this message of toxic masculinity, and that being a man is bad, and that no, it's not. We have this really strong creative force that we can go out in the world and make change and lead in that. But we have to understand how to work with these energies, these emotions. If you want to get basic with it, just think it's an emotion. It's a human thing. We all have emotions. So can you work with your anger to actually transform that into a creative force? Because that's what I'm doing right now. Literally as I speak, before I got on here to record, I was pissed. And I told y'all at the very beginning, so I'll circle back here, is that I was pissed, but I'm kind of happy about it. Because I haven't allowed myself to just be angry and let it and express it and use it in a long time. Because I was always taught, and I've been scared of it, and I'm slowly working on this, but it's finally coming out that I can just allow that energy to flow. So before I even got on here, I did some screaming, some primal growling, and just out in the woods, allowing it to hold me away from other people, because this is where I want to allow my energy to flow, in this place, in nature, in the woods, where it can hold it. And there's other spaces too, and within Rising Man, my men's organization I'm part of, the men being able to hold me, there's times for that too. But I allow that energy to flow. I put my awareness into my sacral chakra right below the belly button, and I sit with it, and I'm what is this anger? Where is it coming from, and what does it want to say? And this is what comes out. This allowing that anger to transform into speech, into creating this episode for you guys, the listener, whoever you are right now listening. This is for you, and this comes from my ability to focus, allow people to reflect back to me that, hey, there's something you're holding onto. So I've surrounded myself with people that can see this. And this is the purpose of me, by the way, being a coach as well. That's the purpose of a coach. They see what you don't see. They reflect it back to you, and then you take action, and they hold you accountable. That's the purpose of me being a coach. And that's what others are doing for me as well, because it is imperative that we realize that there are things we cannot see. And a lot of times what we don't see is that we're bottling up that anger. We're bottling up that anger. It's causing us disease. It's causing us pain. And there's many other emotions too that we bottle up, we don't deal with. And this holds us back. This holds back our creative force. We end up just dragging along in life, being bitter, being angry, and it never transforming into something beautiful, right? And it's interesting, what was I actually angry about? So we have a neighbor. I live out on 72 acres. It's a community living project. I'm taking care of the land out here, land steward, and I'm really like working with the forest, working with the gardens to create abundance for this place, for the humans, for the animals, all of us to thrive and be well here. And of course, food sovereignty as well. It's like I want to be able to grow my own food and provide for myself, my family, my girlfriend Morena. I want to be able to provide for her and my future family and be able to feed them. This is going to take a lot of creative force, right? I'm going to keep circling back to this. It takes a lot of energy to be able to do this, because the norm in society right now is to live in a house and get your food from a grocery store. It's not the norm to grow your own food and be out in nature and be part of that and take life a little slower and growing your own food and being abundant in that way. That topic is for another time. So the reason I'm angry is that our neighbor is using a bulldozer lately and a mulcher. He's just riding through his forest. He's decimating it. I don't know why, and I don't really care, because I can tell from the way he's doing it, just from my own knowledge with agroforestry and working with forests, that he's damaging the forest. And he's right on the other side. He's just bulldozing through. And what really got me mad, like I'm fine in this world of property lines that right now, like people own property, and that's how they want to look at it, that's how they want to look at it. That's his property. But what really made me mad is the land that I'm here protecting and the land that I'm co-creating with. He rides his bulldozer onto our land. He just goes straight through our tree line. And you can see, there's going to be pictures in this post. You can see where he actually he saw that he messed up and he did a U-turn, tearing up our grass, our land, wherever it was, right by our dam, and going back into his little forest. So now me and Morena have a joke when we walk by, because it's this big opening in our tree line. We say this is the opening to Mordor, because he's literally like Mordor. He's just tearing down trees and using it for whatever he's using it for. And there is a chance that he's doing something great over there, but my feeling, and from what I've seen when I walk over there, is he's just clearing out to make room to build something else, and it's clearing it in a very unmindful way. And to me, that pisses me off, because one, how unmindful he was, and that his actions affected us. He's now created a portal. Now we can actually see onto what he's doing, his land. There's a big ass just portal into what I was jokingly calling Mordor, but it feels like that, right? From Lord of the Rings. So yeah, it really made me mad, and I literally, to the point, I had to go get the axe, because it happened. Morena saw it, she messaged our community group, and I went to check it out, and I just felt this rage within me. This absolute rage, because of how just unmindful it was. He's not thinking, he just went straight through our tree line. And I get it, people make accidents, but my point is that if we had more people who were slowing down, being more aware with themselves, working with their own energies, creating wellness and health for themselves, there's a lot of different possibilities, I think, that would have happened with this. One, he's more aware, he's more mindful. And two, maybe he would have actually met us. He may have come over to visit and be like, who are my neighbors? Because when you're in this state of actually being not in survival mode, it's all of a sudden you want to be a human again. And what do humans do? They connect. So the reason I'm sharing this story is to tell us and tell the listener, tell you right now that it's not just about us, and it's not just about our individual health. It's about what happens when we collectively decide to work with our own energy, create more health, create more energy for ourselves, and live into our God-given purposes that we have been sent here to do. All of a sudden we create collective change. Right now in the media, what do you see? We see war, we see anger, we see people that are leading that are not self-aware, and they've never just gone into themselves. And maybe they had, maybe they have, and they just decided to be evil and create war and all these things. But I don't believe that. I just believe they were never given the tools to actually look at themselves, and they, as many others, are bottling up their emotions. They're bottling up their anger. And where do you see it come out? All this war, all this greed, all these things happening. And I'm not saying it's the only reason, but I'm saying I think it's one of the big reasons. And I think it's one of the reasons we see so much divide and so much hate between humans, is none of us are connecting with our humanness, and that emotions are normal. Emotions are normal. It's a part of the human experience, and we need to teach each other how to actually work with that. And what I'm saying is that to work with this, it's a whole lot easier when your body is not in survival mode. So if I had to get to a core point of this message, is that if you really want to start seeing change in your life, if you really want to stop self-sabotaging yourself, holding yourself back, wondering why you have no energy, no drive for life, no ambition, and you just wonder why you stay stuck in the same place. Or maybe you see the vision you want, you're trying to make progress, but you keep shooting yourself in the damn foot. I've been there, okay? And I've realized what it actually comes down to is the energy of your body. Are you creating enough energy to be able to actually focus on and go into yourself? What are those stuck emotions that you've been holding on to from traumas, from childhood, from all these things that get stuck in us because we never learned how to work with our emotions and move that energy? Then as you start unpeeling the layers and you start getting rid of that baggage, and you're also taking care of your physical body, the physical health, all of a sudden you have the energy and the drive and the mental focus to actually be able to take action in your life. And it's not like it's just gonna flow and be perfect and ooh la la. There's gonna be all kinds of challenges, but you've now created the body to hold the vision. That comes from Jedi Zuma. He's one of my mentors. He's the founder of the Rising Man. He says you need to build the body to hold the vision, and what that means is create a body, a nervous system, an energetic system that can literally hold the vision you have for your life. Because right now, whatever your vision is, think about it. It's kind of big. It's different. It's a lot of change. There are a lot of steps along the way, and it's a lot for you to hold as a person. So you need to create space within yourself. And what I mean by that is working with these emotions. And we'll come back to anger because that's the focus of today. Figure out and see, where are you holding on to anger? Where are you allowing it not to flow? Because when this emotion does not flow, it will show up in your body. It will absolutely show up in your body. And it's going to hold you back. You won't have that creative force to actually create change in your life. Create things that help others. Create things that help yourself. Okay? So I'm going to end there with our discussion on anger. And what I'll end with is a challenge to you. Take time to go outside. This is my core message. To go outside somewhere. Touch grass. The kids these days are saying you need to touch grass because they literally realize how much they're inside. And that's the actual thing they're starting to say. You need to touch grass. Go outside, touch grass. Go out in the woods. Go out on a nature hike. Find somewhere to go. 15 minutes. Sit there. Just be. And I want you to put your attention where I was talking about. See if right below your belly button you can put your attention there. It may be hard if you've never done this before. There's going to be a challenge, but it's an opportunity. Make that shift. If something's hard, it's actually an opportunity to grow from, expand from. So see, sitting there with bare feet, touching the grass, getting grounded, getting that negative charged particles that are balancing you out, allowing your blood to flow better, getting more oxygen, brain function, and then that gives you a little boost, a little energy to go inward. See if you can see where you're holding on to any anger. Are you holding on to any anger? Is there something you're upset about in your life? And really be real with yourself. Is there something you're holding on to? Because until you move that energy, you're going to keep taking actions that sabotage yourself in your life. You're going to keep presenting with pains, constipation, whatever it is. It's going to keep happening because that emotional energy is held, it's blocked, it's stuck within you, and it's causing trouble. So, that's my challenge to you. 15 minutes out in nature somewhere, sitting with yourself. Allow yourself to ground in, relax, take a few breaths down into the belly, relax, and see if you can put your focus right below your navel, right below your belly button, towards the spine. See what comes up. If that's hard, I get it. You don't have to. But I'm challenging you to, because if you truly want to make a change, you got to do something different. Nothing's going to change if you keep doing the same old thing. Alright? It's cool. So I'm going to end there. If you like this episode, please make sure to leave a comment below. It really helps me to see that people are actually engaged. They like this. Because when I see that someone likes this, and by commenting, that means I'm going to create more of this because you found it helpful. So let me know below what you found helpful about this, how you were inspired, whatever came up for you. Comment below with this. Share this with someone you think would help them. We got to get this message out there. People are absolutely suffering. People are holding on to anger. People are hurting others because of that anger. Okay? We're here. If you're joining me in my revolution, we are here to impact the next 7 generations beyond. Create a more loving and nature-connected people who know how to work with their emotions, who know how to live with purpose, who know how to love one another. That's what we're creating here. Okay? No more the worlds of just hate and violence and greed and all these things. It's going to take time, but we together can create this change. And it starts with our individual selves, looking at ourselves, taking action, and building from there. So, like I said, comment below if this inspired you. Tell me what you got out of this. And yeah, I'm looking forward to recording the next one next week. But until then, feel free to reach out, DM me. If you want my help as a coach, someone to reflect back to you, see what you're not seeing, give you guiding actions, wisdom from my years of working on myself and what I've learned from thousands of hours of reading and just study and self-exploration and all these things from all these years. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you take those little steps and create that change, grow, and create the vision you want to see for your life and the impact you want to see in your life. So that's what I got for today. Looking forward to the next one. And that's all, guys. Peace out.